Okay. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Najhan Faruqi bin Jamaluddin, and my partner is here as well, Shahidatul Husna Azahra, and we're from the 19 duos for the PAToS program. First of all, I'd like to apologize very, very much for my inconvenience tonight. However, it doesn't mean that our program would not be cancelled. So, first of all, how is everyone doing tonight? Okay, no problem. Thank you, Zakwan. Thank you. So let's actually move on. So before we begin today's lesson, I'd like to ask everyone, have you ever seen or used any of these equipments before? What about this one? What do you call this one? Or what do you call this one? Well, this is a telescope, and this one is a binoculars, which actually we've seen these in our daily life. We've seen explorers or people who want to learn more about astronomy. They use the telescope and they use the binoculars to see further away. Even the army uses them. And then moving on, have you ever been in a situation inside of a car where sometimes your mother or maybe your sister, they tend to look at the car mirror so that they can adjust their makeup, they can set up their makeup. And oh, sometimes my parents as well, they tend to look at the rear mirror up there so that they can ensure that we're sitting properly at the back. Even especially when we have little siblings. Is that correct? Have any of you experienced that before? Because I have. And it's definitely every single time, of course. And then next, oh, sorry. Okay. Every single one of us, or not everyone, but especially for especially for all the boys in here, before going to event or going to school, we must ensure that our hair is stylish enough so that everyone can, oh yes, this is how a gentleman should look like. Is that correct, my friends? Is correct. So moving on, I'm pretty sure everyone here has actually seen, or not everyone, but of course, the movie Snow White. Look, even the mirror is here. Even mirrors are shown inside of movies. So from here, what can we actually conclude? We can conclude that mirrors is actually one of the most important things on our daily lives. Not only mirrors, but lenses. For example, right now, the camera I'm using, it's using a lens, type of lens, where I'm able to project my face to everyone so they can see my very attractive smile. Hello. And also, even you guys tend to use selfies and post it on Instagram, and especially the viral one that everyone really enjoys, 0.5. So, without further ado, I think we can start our lesson today of how we're going to answer some questions. So my slide will be containing of SPM 2021 and of course, try SPM Conduct 2024. And now let's move on to the structure question. So earlier, I think you just saw a little bit of a sneak peek of what I had to present for today, which is image formation of lens. Did anyone guess that it was today's topic? Anyone? Right. Very good, very good. All right, so here's the question itself. SPM 2021. It shows this question, of course. So let's zoom in into the question. Now, I'd like to ask everyone, what is the first thing that you do when you open up your exam paper? It's the first thing that you do when you open that paper and then you see the question. Read. Okay, that's very good. I agree with, yes, precisely. For your information, maybe you read the question, but however, sometimes people, they just tend to, oh, this question, no, I don't like this one. No, it's way too difficult and I'm just going to skip to the one I feel like is easier. Or sometimes people just tend to see, this question is quite easy. So I'm just going to put in the answer. But guess what? they don't read the question and they don't highlight the keyword. From there, they don't actually know what the question's actually asking for them, and they just randomly, I guess, answer a question, answer an answer that's not really in context of what the question is asking. So that's why, my friends, today, maybe some of you here read and highlight the question, which give a clap to yourself, actually, because that's actually rare for someone like you to actually read and highlight. Even most teachers today are still stressed about how students sometimes make careless mistakes. And I used to experience this as well when I was in Form 2 and Form 1, where I barely had any experience in answering questions because we were in PKP. Hence, we weren't really exposed to the questions as much. However, after learning from my mistakes, that's where we must read and analyze the question. So to those of you who don't do this till today, then, well, take this opportunity to learn from your mistakes and read the question. So look at this question here. So from what we can get the keyword here, can anyone guess what's the keyword before I give you the keyword actually? I'd like to see how you actually adapt to the question first. Anyone got an idea of what the keyword could be? The picture, curved mirror. Precisely. Both of those correct. First of all, the keyword itself, it says curved mirror and the image formed in the mirror. So from here, the keyword that we can get is, first of all, is the curved mirror and the image formed inside of the makeup tool that's used by the woman. So let's go on to the next question. So, okay, here's our first question of the day. So I think this one, everyone can answer this one. So everyone in the chat, try to answer this one. A1, state the light phenomenon involved in the formation of the image in diagram 9.1. I think I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds for this, and it's quite easy, so yes. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Correct. Good job, everyone. Give yourself a big clap because that was actually impressive that you still remember the name of the phenomenon that happened right there. Give a good clap. You guys are really good at this. Reflection of light. Now, moving on to the second question. Based on diagram 9.1, explain how a magnified image of the woman is formed by the curved mirror. Wait a minute. The stimulus never explained anything about how the image is formed. Oh no. How can we explain about this one? Oh no. Don't you worry. Today, I will teach you a technique or maybe the best way of how we could answer this and handle this question with ease. So let's move on to the next slide. So this was the stimulus earlier. We know that it's a curved mirror and the image form is magnified. So I'd like to ask you, we have different types of mirrors, right? Because in the mirror, there's 3 types of mirrors. First one, what mirror is this? Concave. Okay. Very good, very good. That's the correct answer. This is the plane mirror. Okay, what about this one? Oh, oops. Oops, my bad. Concave mirror, okay. And the next one, which one is this one? Correct. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. Thank you. That was correct. So we got plane, concave, and convex. Now, based on the question earlier, the stimulus, the picture of the woman using the makeup tool to form the image, which type of mirror do you think was the one that was used in that mirror? Do you think you can answer this one? Okay, I'm seeing correct answer. Okay, everyone answer correctly. Give yourself a big clap because the answer is concave. Give yourself a big clap. That was actually impressive. Wow, I'm impressed. So now let me actually show you something that a lot of people actually tend to struggle. Introducing the principal axis. This is called the principal axis. So now, before we do anything, we know that this is a concave mirror, right? So it's a concave mirror, and people tend to struggle on the part of characteristics of the image form. Hence, today I want to teach you a technique that my physics teacher at school taught me and my friends actually use this during our exams. Maybe some of you have heard about this technique before, or maybe some of you haven't heard about it. So today I will teach you about the technique. There's two ways to memorize it. For me, I tend to sing, but there's another technique that I'll teach after I show you this. So first I will go rid, riz, rim, boom, boom. So from there, it will show the characteristics of the image form. But the other technique that we can actually know from this is a story. We can form a story based on this mnemonic so that we can actually form an easier way of how we can memorize this question, this mnemonic itself. But before anything, I'll do this. So it shows you the keyword of what each of these things mean actually. So rid, it stands for real, inverted, diminish, erase, real, inverted, same size, rim, real, inverted, magnified, voom, virtual, upright, and magnified. Now let me tell you the story of how you can memorize it. Maybe you're not really quite of a singer, but hey, maybe a story that can make you remember. So for me, or a lot of people at school, their story goes like this. So they want to become a motorbike rider. They want to ride a motorbike, okay? When they want to ride the motorbike, they gotta have some riz. They gotta show their charisma. So from there, we got ride from AKA rid, and also riz from the riz, charisma. And then when you ride the motorbike, you want to have the most amount of riz and your charisma. So you gotta have shiny and awesome looking rims. So that's rim right there. And what noise does a motorbike make? Can anyone say in the chat? Boom, 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 boom. Yes, boom. So from there, you just memorize the entire mnemonic right here. Red, red, riz, rim, boom, boom. Give yourself a big clap. That was pretty good. So from there, now, looking back at the image earlier, right? The image was magnified. So my friends, looking at this right here, which one do we cross out first, considering the fact that the image is magnified? Which one? I say we could cross out this one, right? Red, because why? We have to cross out red because the image form is diminished. Red is also another one, so cross out red and res, same size. So that leaves rim, voom, voom. So now that we got three left, how do we know which one is the correct one? This is quite difficult, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. Because the image that was formed, it wasn't upside down or anything. It wasn't inverted. It was upright. So that there goes rim. But oh no, there's two vooms. Why is there two vooms? Well, for this voom, it's u equals to f. And the other voom is u is less than f. I'm not sure why it's out of scale here because earlier in the slide that I made it, it was supposed to be in line with this. So I'm not sure why it actually is out of scale, but I'm so sorry for that. Maybe I'll send a new one that is more properly this time. I'm sorry for that. But which one do you guys think is it? Is it u equals to f or u is less than f? Voom number one or voom number two? Less than f. Correct. Oh my God. It's okay, Zakon. It's okay, Zawan. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn. So the answer is less than f. So it's right here, less than f, which boom, he was supposed to be here. But yeah, this is the object. The object is placed at u is less than f and not u equals to f. But wait, what's the difference? They're both boom. Well, let me tell you something. Because the image has to be placed, the object has to be placed before the focal point right here so that the image form is more, the image form is actually more magnified and more precise. I'm not sure how I could say it, but it's near to the mirror and then the image form will be more magnified. If we put it at F, then the image that will be formed based on the object would be a little bit different. So that's why we put it at U is less than F. So now that we actually put the object in front of the mirror, what happens next? Well, we know that a mirror, or how we see and look through an image, what happens? Like when we see right now, you're seeing the screen, you're seeing my face right now, right? What actually happens? Light enters, right? So where does light enters? Right here. The light ray, it enters. When it enters and touches the mirror, some of it gets reflected back. However, not all of it is actually reflected back, because some of it actually penetrates through the mirror to form the image right there. But no, we're not done yet. Light doesn't only come from the object right here. No, it doesn't only come from there. It comes from other directions as well. So when another light ray comes from there, it not only reflects back from here to here, but it penetrates through. So now let me ask you, where is the image formed now that we can see this whole complete principal axis? Which one, where do you think the image will be formed? Would it be at A? Would it be at B, C, or D? Which one do you think is the correct answer? Which is the position that's appropriate? Okay, I'm seeing C. I'm seeing C. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of C's. C. Okay, well, guess what? You're all correct. Give yourself a big clap. That was actually impressive. But why? Can anyone answer me why it's formed at C exactly? Because it crossed. Okay, that's a very good answer. But it's not the right keyword. You see, inside of physics, one thing that I learned from my teacher is that no matter how good you are at English, but the most important thing that is important is how it's what term you use it for. For instance, in physics, you can't use easier, we can't use further, we have to use longer, shorter, faster, slower. We can't use those. We have to use specific ones that's set by the scheme. So the correct answer for this one is it intersects each other, which is very good from the answer. It intersects. Yes, light ray intersects. So that's where the image is formed. There you go. And another thing is that this is fed, okay? Maybe you couldn't really understand much what I just explained earlier. So I'd like to introduce everyone to this website that a lot of people actually use. You can actually search it up in Google. It's right here, fed. Now, what is actually fed? It's a more immersive experience where you yourself, the student, can test out physics concepts inside of the website itself. Not only the concept itself has light and optics, but it also has properties of waves. It can show you how diffraction works. It can show you how refraction works. There's a lot more other concepts, and I highly suggested that you try out this website for yourself. It's really good, and when I learn more about it, I am able to immerse myself into the world of physics even more because of how I could understand based on the images and the experience that they offer inside the website itself. So if you want, take a screenshot right now, or you can Google it after the class, up to you, but this is the website, FED. Okay, moving on. Back to the question. Based on diagram 9.1, explain how a magnified image of the woman is formed by the curved mirror. Okay, so I'm gonna open this for a few seconds, and let's see if you guys can actually get points based on this, based on the image earlier, based on the parallel axis that we have just created earlier. Wait, let me show you. Okay, this is it. So what are the 4 points that we can actually put inside of this our question? What are our 4 answers? Anyone? Okay, very well. Considering no, maybe you're confused, or maybe you're unconfident that your answer is correct. So let's discuss it together. So based on the based on the principal axis earlier that was completed by us, first thing first is we can talk about the curved mirror, because it says right there is the curved mirror, but it doesn't identify what type of curved mirror yet. So our first point, I think we can put the curved mirror is a concave mirror. Does anyone else agree? Anyone agree to my point? Yes, yes. Why do we have to at least state that it's the concave mirror? Well, if we were to state that it's a concave mirror, from there, we can explain more in detail about what the characteristics of the concave mirror has and how the image is formed from the concave mirror. And if we now know that it's a concave mirror, then we can form the principal axis of the concave mirror. Okay, so now moving on. What do you think the second point could be? Where the object is placed, the image characteristics. Okay, very good answer. Yes, we can talk about where the object is placed. The object is placed before the focal point, F. And then the image characteristics. Okay, before I go to the image characteristics, can everyone else try to follow me with the mnemonic again? Okay, are you ready? Maybe you can't unmute, but you can at least behind the screen follow me. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Red, red, wrist, rim, boom, boom. Or the story that it goes, the motorbike rider wants to show off his charisma with his shiny rim, and then the motorbike makes the boom, boom noise effect. So the characteristics would be, what would the characteristics be? Boom, okay. Virtual upright diminished. Virtual upright diminish. I don't think in the mnemonic earlier, we didn't really state that we put VUD. It's virtual upright, but yes, magnified. In our mnemonic, we don't mention virtual upright diminish. In this case, we don't. So it will be the image characteristics are virtual upright and magnified. And the last one, I think, is we can mention about how the light ray goes. So ray of light from object is parallel to the principal axis. And from that, we can get mark 1 right there, mark 2 from there, mark 3 from there, mark 4 from there. So I think should we move on now? Precisely, yes. Okay, now this is the essay question, of course. Now, most people, when they take a look at the essay question, right, they tend to feel awry. They tend to feel so, oh no, no, I'm not answering this question. I'm answering it last. Well, let me teach you a really easy trick that we can use so that we can answer it really easily. So first things first, of course, read the question first. So from here, what is the keyword that we can get? What is the keyword? What is the keyword? What would the keyword be? Precisely. Investigate the characteristics of the spherical mirror shown. So now, we read here as well that we want to increase security in spherical mirror. So let's look at the table itself that it gives first. Okay, now let's discuss more in detail about what can be said here. So we have 4 types of mirrors, and we want to mention more about security. We want to relate it. We want to prioritize security in this case. So let's go one by one first. So we got W, X, Y, Z. So the type of mirror, we got convex, concave, convex, concave. So which one is suitable for security? Convex or concave? Is a convex mirror suitable for security or a concave mirror suitable for security? Okay, I'm seeing a good answer from Zakwan. Good job, Zakwan. Anyone else wants to try answering? Convex. Convex. Yes, that's correct. The answer to this is convex mirror. Because as I stated earlier, as the principal axis shown earlier, the concave mirror, it magnifies the image. It magnifies the image. And we're trying to prioritize security. Hence, when we try to prioritize security, we need a more wider look, a more wider view. So when we look at the concave mirror, it magnifies the image, so we can't see much. So that's why we're going for convex mirror, because the convex mirror is the opposite of the concave mirror. So now moving on to the position of the mirror. We have two types of mirrors, on top of the machine and on the side of the machine. Which one do you think is the more suitable point for this one? Definitely on top. Yes, definitely on top. If we were to put on the side of the machine, what would happen? Imagine this, right now. I'm putting the laptop right here. What's happening right now? Is that the image is, yes, it's lack of view. It blocks. There's interruption. There's an interference in the view of the image. So the mirror itself won't be able to show what the mirror shows. We can't see it. For example, if you're using it in a shop and then there's item shelves all over the shop and we put it aside, I think that the shelves will block the perspective of the mirror, that we can't see it much. It will block. So that's why we're going for on top of the mirror, but still X and Z still choose side of the machine and W and Y still maintain. So now we're going for diameter of the mirror. Which one do you think is more suitable? 5 centimeters or 2 centimeters? Precisely. We're going for the 5 centimeter views. Okay, fine. Maybe you can say, why not 2 centimeters, Najhan? Well, in my opinion, I would say, yeah, sure. We can still go for 2 centimeters. But imagine this. We're trying to prioritize security, which means we're trying to see more of what the surrounding area shows. So when we're going for 5 centimeters and 2 centimeters, which one is more wider? 5. So 5 will be more bigger. You can see more. You can see up there. The mirror is up there, and then you can see across the entire room. Compared to 2, maybe someone from far away, for example, if I were at the other side of the room and the mirror is right up there, right? It will be right up there. Then maybe I would have a least likely chance to see what's in the mirror. But if it were to be 5, then there's a higher likely chance for me to see it. So easily you can say that W is the choice. But of course, we can't end there. We have to acknowledge the number of mirrors as well. Number 3 here. So why do we have to choose three number of mirrors instead of 1 number of mirrors instead? Why? Why do we have to choose 3 instead of 1? More security. The more the merrier. I like what you're thinking. The more the merrier. More security. More security for surveillance. Good answers, but would you agree with me from my point where I say that the more number of mirror provides more viewing angles from different perspectives? Do you agree for my answer in this case? It provides more viewing angles. Yes. So that's why our choice would be W. All right, so now let's go on to the question actually, after we just discussed that. And oh, look at that. We actually just discussed of what is the suitable choice for the mirror. So I'll teach you the technique. How can the viewer see from? How can viewer can see the image on the mirror when there is a teeth? Position of mirror is high. The guard must see the mirror in every second. How can viewers see the image on the mirror when there is a thief? Position of mirror is high. The guard must see the mirror in every second. Okay. Thinking back at the position of the mirror. Sure. Maybe maybe that we put it high and the guard must see every second. Well, not really, but like what I'm trying to say is that comparing it to side, Yeah, sure. Maybe you can see it more spread out across the room right there, but there'll be more interference that will happen. Like it can block. And yeah, maybe you're trying to indicate that the guard must see the mirror every second. Well, we're trying to say that we're trying to prove that in this case, the mirror that the mirror must be at top. The CCTV can help, right? Point the CCTV to the mirror. Point the CCTV to the mirror. Well, maybe putting the CCTV pointing at the mirror, point the view. At this point, just use the CCTV. Well, yeah, CCTV is more effective, but in this case of the question, then yeah, we're trying to prioritize the usage of mirror. Because the question does not ask anything about CCTV. But if you ask me if I was the manager of the store for the CCTV, I guess I would put the camera not next to the mirror, but another point of view from the mirror, where the CCTV, yeah, it can see the mirror. So yeah, I think I get what you're trying to say here. But in this question, there's no mentioning about CCTV because the question just asks about characteristics of which mirror is suitable. But thank you for asking because that really challenged my mind to think more deeply. Thank you for that. So I'll teach you a technique that my teacher and my friends, that my teacher taught us at school, and me and my friends always use this technique, which is before writing down anything, construct a table. Construct a table on the left side, characteristics, on the right side, explanation. So what do we do now? Well, let's look back at the table, right? We're trying to put in the characteristics. Where are the characteristics in this table? Is it up here? Is it WXYZ? Or is it down here? Is it vertically or is it horizontally? Yes. Okay, very good. So from there, we take this, copy that, copy that, copy that, copy that, and after that, go back to the table, and then we paste it back. So let's go in one by one. So we put type of mirror, position of mirror, diameter of mirror, number of mirrors, and then down here we put I choose and because. I choose because. And then from there, you won't believe this, but we got Mark 1, Mark 3, Mark 5, Mark 7. And down here, once we answer all that, we get Mark 9. Isn't it impressive that just by forming this table, we can just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 free marks just like that, and leaving the other half is in our explanation. So of course, before anything, now that we have divided the characteristics into the table, each column table here, we have to enter the characteristics, of course. Type of mirror. What did we chose? Was it concave mirror? I think we chose concave, right? Was it concave? No. Yes. Wait a minute. Seems like I tricked some of you. It's convex mirror, guys. Remember that we're trying to provide a more wider view. So we're going for convex mirror. So that's why, everyone, we must try to differentiate between the difference of convex mirror and concave mirror. It's important because question like this, they're not going to show an image of how a convex mirror looks like and an image of how the concave mirror looks like. Yeah, me too. It's something that happens to me as well. I tend to get confused between concave and convex, but guess what? After learning from my mistakes and studying more about which is the difference of convex and concave, we can know that convex is for wider, concave is for closer. So that's why it's important. Moving on, position the mirror. Where is it? Is it on the side? I think it's on the side, right? Was it on the side or was it on top? Oh no, I forgot. Can anyone remind me in the chat, please? I forgot. On top. Thank you very much, Mia. Thank you. Good job. Position the machine on top. The mirror is on the top. Diameter. We're going for bigger diameter. Number of mirrors. Are we going for lesser or more? Are we going for lesser? Maybe lesser. Yeah, I think it's lesser. More. Yes. Thank you, Jarvin. More. Yes. We're going for more number of mirrors. And from there, we can enter down here that we choose W because Mark 1, Mark 3, Mark 5, Mark 7. But here's the thing, guys. Don't put Mark 1, Mark 3, Mark 5, Mark 7. This is just to simplify so that I don't have to put in everything in here because it would take up some space and it will not fit in the slide. Hence, I just did Mark 1, Mark 3, Mark 5, Mark 7. So in the question later on, just put type of mirror, convex, and then comma, position of mirror on top machine, diameter of mirror bigger, number of mirrors, and then there you go, you're all set. So now let's move on to the explanation. Why did we choose the convex mirror? Because it produces a longer view. And why do we choose the position on the mirror to be on top? Because the view is not blocked. The view in this situation is not blocked. It will not be interfered by a person or a shelf. And next, we're choosing a diameter of mirror because if a brighter image and more light will be reflected. And then the number of mirrors will be more because it provides more viewing angles. So believe it or not, after our whole discussion and also our formation of the principal axis earlier, we just got 14 marks. 4 marks from the structure question and 10 marks from the structure question. Essay question, my bad. Or wider view of image. Or longer view. Wider view of image. Yeah, that is acceptable. And another thing, my fellow friends, is that we don't really have to provide one answer, actually. We can put multiple. So maybe your answer, wider view of image, you can actually add it into more. We can put 2 answers. It's our paper, it's our question. We can gamble whether or not the answer is correct or not. Can we use more angle of view? Sure, that's no problem. No problem. As a matter of fact, some of these we can use it in the same one. Maybe convex mirror. We can put actually no, we can put more view angles because this is more number of mirrors. Maybe we can put more light is reflected on the convex mirror. Because it's not wrong to put the same explanation for the characteristics because sometimes it tends to happen. But just to be in case, we put 2 answers for each one. Okay. With that, I think we can conclude today's lesson. Before anything, I like to open a Q&A if anyone would like to ask anything. You can unmute your mic if you'd like to unmute it. Or if you want to type in the chat, it's also appropriate. Anything? Wider field of vision. How to answer questions involving 2 lenses. What do you mean by how to answer questions involving 2 lessons? Lenses. What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate more? For example, microscope or telescope. Oh, okay. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Okay. First, let me actually wait, hold on. Let me see. How can I draw? Is this how you draw? This is it, right? Okay. Let me see. How do I do it? Like this? Okay. Can I just, sorry. Select. Stem. Yeah. Select mouse. Wait, I can't see. Is it? Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, my bad. The question focus to mirror, not lens. No, he's trying to ask a question relating to the topic of light and optics, but it seems like I'm slightly struggling on how to draw on this meeting right now. So I'll just explain a little bit of what I could say. So sometimes we tend to get confused between microscope or telescope. So for microscope and telescope, so we have to remember this one thing that my teacher taught me, which I believe is called tebal mata. When we look through the thing, it's tebal mata. So, and what is T? It's telescope. T represents for telescope. So it shows that when TE from the tebal Maybe microscope and telescope next time. Don't worry, I'll explain one thing only. Just this short way of how you can differentiate between maybe the eyepiece and the big lens that's put in the microscope and telescope. So for tebal mata, TE is for telescope. And then when it's tebal mata, we put the eye at the eyepiece. We put the eye at the eyepiece. So it's tebal and then the eyepiece. And the opposite would be where the larger lens will be looking at where the eye will be looking at the larger lens for the microscope. So I don't think I could answer your question that much, but I could provide with how you can actually remember that from this. Yes. I think nobody else. Is anyone else asking? Yeah, at least I got some notes. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm happy to provide with what knowledge I know from school and what knowledge I used to study. Anyone else like to ask? Can I take a screenshot for the SC question? Do you want the entire answer or wait, I'll go back. Wait, first of all, let me delete all of this. I'm not sure why there's this clear all drawings. There we go. Okay, you want this? Okay. Screenshot. The Baltica lens is eyepiece lens. Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. So here is the answer. You can take a quick screenshot of this. And for your information, I think this video itself, this recording will be going in a folder. So maybe if you cannot screenshot now, you can screenshot later. With that, I think that's all for our session today. I'm Nachan Faruqi bin Jamaluddin, and I'm assisted today by my partner Shahidatul Husna Azahra. I hope you learned something today. If any inconvenience came from me, and I am so sorry because, as I stated earlier, I'm currently traveling and I'm still here to teach everyone because my I really love teaching everyone and I really enjoy socializing with everyone here. And I really appreciate that you joined us today because it's not easy to teach someone. And I am so happy to be able to teach 58 people today. So thank you very much everyone for joining and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You may now leave the meeting.